In the early 1990s, Lithuania was changing fast. The country had just regained its independence. But in the shadows, something darker was growing. A young man wandering from village to village, leaving behind fear, tragedy, and unanswered questions. His name was Antanas Varnelis, and he would become known as one of the most terrifying figures in Lithuania's criminal history. Antanas was born in 1971 in the small village of Daditkai. His childhood was marked not by warmth or stability, but by abandonment. Taken from his parents as a baby, he grew up in the Vival Children's Home, a place where loneliness often shaped children more than love ever could. Teachers and social workers saw early warning signs. By his mid-teens, Antanas was already being investigated in a psychiatric hospital for theft and disturbing behavior. Doctors diagnosed him with congenital intellectual disability and psychopathic personality traits, yet they still declared him legally responsible for his actions. And soon, criminal behavior became his routine. By 16, he was already in court for theft. Then again for more theft, violence, and open hooliganism. Prison became a revolving door, and in 1992, after serving time for repeated offenses, Antanas Varnelis was released early for good behavior. What followed would shock the entire nation. Between July and December of that same year, Varnelis wandered across rural Lithuania from Akiai and Jurbarkas to Kelm, Ayalaya, and Raseiniai. His victims were elderly, living alone in isolated homesteads. He attacked, robbed, and killed with cold simplicity. And no remorse. In total, 6 people were murdered, and 3 others were left severely injured. Communities grew terrified, rumors spread, police searched, and yet Varnelis kept moving on foot, across fields and forests until fate finally caught up with him. In Muniki village, locals recognized him from his tattoos. They overpowered him, held him down, and waited for police to arrive. Once again, doctors examined him. And once again, he was declared fully responsible for every crime. The court sentenced him to death by shooting, the most severe punishment in Lithuania at the time. On September 28, 1994, at just 23 years old, Antanas Varnelis was executed in Lukix prison. He became the 5th of only 7 people to face the death penalty in Lithuania after independence. His story remains one of the darkest chapters in the country's modern criminal history. A troubled childhood, a violent path, and a trail of fear that still haunts the memories of those who lived through it. This is the story of Antanas Varnelis, the Lithuanian wanderer whose crimes shook an entire nation.